Hey guys, well, I'm back to doing a full face of one brand, and I'm focusing on drugstore right now. That doesn't mean that I won't do some other brands. It's just drugstore is my heart. That's what I have the most of. That's what I love. That's where I just gravitate towards. So that's what we're using. So I have a plethora of products right here in front of me. So I'm not going to talk too much because I want to get through these products, but I'm excited to get into them. One of the things I like from E.L.F, and this is not makeup related, but this is the E.L.F Holy Hydration Face Cream. I love this. Sometimes I will come down and I forget to put my moisturizer on, and I'm like, oh man, and then I remember I have this down here, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. So I just put a little bit on, but this has SPF 30, hyaluronic acid, and peptide complex in it. So I really like it. It smells good. It really hydrates the skin, but it doesn't make me feel like greasy because I have oily skin. I look for moisturizers that moisturize but don't leave you feeling really greasy, and this is just a good one in my opinion. I've also had this for a little bit and forgot that I had it because I have so much stuff. But this is the E.L.F Sheer Eye Shadow Primer. So I'm just going to put this on my lid, and it looks like I might be close to being out of it. It does have the doe foot on there, so it's really nice. It's just a really great eyeshadow primer. I look back at some of my older videos just to like compare with things I've done in the past, get some inspiration from things I've done in the past, and I used to use this a lot, and it also gives me inspiration to use things I used to use that I don't pick up as much anymore, and this is one of those things. So I'm gonna put it right here in front of me. I'm almost out of my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, and this is a perfect segue into something different. So this just feels really nice on the eyes. It doesn't really give any coverage on the eyes, so if you're looking for that, this is probably not the thing, but this is just a very nice blank kind of not blank but sheer kind of thing to put on there, and it just really helps with your eyeshadow not creasing and longevity. So I have a whole thing of these eyeshadows. This is a drawer in my little clear plastic drawers, and I have a whole lot of these little bite-sized eyeshadows, and I love these eyeshadows. They are so good and some of the best things I've ever come out with. Absolutely some of my favorite eyeshadows from the drugstore. I think I'm going to go into this one called Carnival Candy, and I'm going to dip into these first two shades. I'm going to mix them, just go back and forth, and that'll be my transition. Then I'm going to take this palette, which is the Truffles palette. Can't remember the name. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of these two and put in the outer corner. Then I'm going to take this shade here, just on my finger. I'm going to put that on the lid. And I'm sorry I keep dipping into so many, but this is like my favorite one, the Cream and Sugar palette. I love this one. This one is just like that perfect everything. I'm going to take this lightest shimmer, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. And then I'm going to go back to the Truffles palette. I'm going to take this deepest shade, which is a black, but it has a little bit of like micro glitter in it. And I'm going to just make a liner with that. I know it's very neutral and basic, but that's just what I like. I have a lot of these putty primers. I have fallen in love with a lot of them, but I think this one is probably my favorite. It's the Acne Fighting Putty Primer. So it's the green color. I just like the consistency of this one. It's really, really nice. I made an order just to get a couple things from E.L.F because there was a few new things I wanted to try. And this was one of the samples that I got. And this is the Sea Bright Putty Primer. And I normally wouldn't have purchased this. It's not like something I would normally be like, oh, I need to try it. But it is an orange color. And it's super tiny, by the way. So you just get the trial. So we are going to use that today. And I'm going to use it for pores. I kind of smell citrus with it. If you've been around any length of time, you know this, but I like to take my primer, especially like a pore filling primer, up under my eyes and just really like work it into those wrinkles. It helps just a little. I like this. It's not like, oh my gosh, I love it. I need the bigger one. I'm glad I got to try it. That way I could say I tried it. The only one I think I have not tried is the luminous one. I'm an oily person, so I don't need luminosity. And you're gonna laugh at me in a minute when I say that, but I don't really need the luminosity, so I don't do that. But this is not bad. This is great. So if you're looking for a vitamin C in your primer, I think this is a wonderful option. It's probably a great price. I don't know the price of it, but just getting to try it. If you make an order from E.L.F's website, they have a great reward system on E.L.F too, so that's why I like to use them. But this is really good. And another little thing I got just a little trial of was this Sun Touchable, and this is the Whoa Glow, and it has 30 SPF in it. So here's my little package. I think they only have one shade in this. So here's the shade. Very close to my skin tone. And it blends out to basically nothing. It might give a little bit of color. This is also hydrated. You have to take that into account. This one's not hydrated. This is. I did try this the other day. And it's a sun protection and a makeup primer. And I liked it. I'm just not a huge fan of SPFs. I know that's kind of crazy when I just used this with SPF in it. But just a straight up SPF I don't use a whole lot of, and I know that that's something that I need to work on, because you know that's important in skincare and makeup wearing and everything. So let's go ahead and use it. Let's just do it. Oh man, that came out fast. You can tell I'm super glowy. And if you hear my chair squeaking, I'm sorry. I try not to move, but I put this chair together myself, and I got it for my office upstairs, but they didn't like it, like for a whole day sitting in it. It's not bad for just a short time, but I apparently didn't do a very good job of putting it together, because it squeaks every time you move. It just like, well, it's not going to do it when I'm trying to demonstrate it, but yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. But yeah, see the glow? So I was going to use the Halo Glow, but I don't think I need it with this. So if you're looking for a shade range, the Halo Glow is going to be your better bet. It doesn't have the SPF in it. But the reason that I don't use an extra step of SPF is because I have that in my moisturizer that I use, so I don't need an extra step. So if you're like me and you just don't need that extra step of that, then this would be a great bet if you're wanting a deeper shade than that lighter shade that I put on my hand here. I have the shade 2 and 3 in this. 2 is my better shade, and I actually probably could go to 1, because you can see that's a little bit deeper than my skin. But yeah, have that, and it's great, and I love it. I like to do glowy stuff, but I don't like to be like greasy, and I feel like this sunscreen could make me greasy. So that's one of the reasons that I'm not super crazy about the sunscreen, and I would rather use this. And we're going to use the E.L.F. Camo CC cream that has more SPF in it. So we're just going to be SPFing all over. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. This is not my perfect match, guys. So I do have this E.L.F. blending brush, and I like to use it for a foundation brush. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm very aware this is not my shade. It's light 240W. I think I need the light 210. I think that would be better. So yes, I know it's not my shade, but bear with me for just a minute and we'll make it work. So I have this from E.L.F. and I love this. This is a great palette. This is the cream contour palette, and I really love it. I've used it quite a bit, and this is probably my favorite, and I mix these two most of the time. I don't use this one as much, but if you need to like lighten one of these, that is a great mixer too. This is wonderful, and I feel like it's not very I just stuck my nail in it. Great. Okay. Slight little mishap. I stuck my nail in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I stuck my nail in there. So wonderful times. But that is wonderful. I love it, and I wouldn't use it today, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do instead. I got another shade of the E.L.F. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. It's in the shade 8, and I think this is as deep as it goes. And I saw on TikTok some girls were using this as a liquid contour, so I thought, let's try it. And then when I got it in, I was like, oh, is it going to be too dark? But I think the whole concept on this one is that it's deep enough that it's contour and not orangey, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to use very much because a little's going to go a long way. I'm not even going to do the sides of my nose. And I'm just going to use a brush and blend. So it is very like a red undertone. At least that's what I'm seeing. Where'd it go? Here it is. It blends out a little bit red on me. I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just kind of tap over it. But I do like this, but maybe I should have went down a shade. But anyway, I've got this and I'm going to use it. But I do like the glow part of this, although I'm glowing. I'm really glowing today. I do have these putty bronzers as well. I have the shade Honey Drip and Tan Lines. I'm not a huge fan of these, I'll be honest. I probably need to work on my blending with these and do a little bit, because a lot of people love these. I just am not a huge fan, but they look almost identical in there. Like, you would think they're probably the same, but I think Honey Drip's a little bit lighter than Tan Lines, but I do have those. I don't really reach for them all that often. And I've got a few blushes. Of the putty formula. I have these 3 shades. Here's one. It's kind of like a reddish shade, and then a pink, and then I have the Turks and Caicos, which is probably my favorite. I really love this like peachy shade. That's so beautiful. And then I also got this Belize shade, which is the new luminous putty blush, and that's the one I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to dip in and then pat on. Oh, that's pretty. We are glowing today. Really glowing. Also have quite a few of these concealer because I love this concealer. So I have the, oh wait, that's not the right one. I grabbed it, but it's not the right one. Okay, I have 2 of each. I have the 16-hour camo matte finish, and then I have the hydrating camo. And I love them both. This was my first love, and then I fell in love with this. So I'm going to use my lightest shade today to kind of balance all this that we've got going on. So I think I'm going to use Fair Beige, and that's the matte concealer. And with everything else glowing on me, I think we're going to be okay with the matte concealer. Now, normally I don't take it down the middle of my face, but I'm going to today because of this shade of the foundation. So I know I look crazy. Hold on. If y'all have never watched me before, you probably are thinking she's crazy, but just give me a second. I got a new shade of the Halo Glow. I got it in the shade light pink, I believe. Yes, to do my under eyes. Like, I need it brightened more, but you know, let's go for it. We're just going all out today. They've changed their packaging. Here's my old Halo Glow, and this is the new one. Really pretty. Maybe they're going to that shade since they're Halo Glow liquid. So it is pink. I'm just going to set my under eye with this. Now, I've had this for a little bit, and I'm not crazy about it. It's the Corrective Yellow powder, so I'm not going to use this. I don't need more yellow looking on my skin. But I am going to use my regular light setting powder, Halo Glow setting powder. So I took down some of that shine. We're not as glowy as we were. This is one of my favorite E.L.F. products ever. This is the Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sun Kissed. It's so good. And I have this pointed powder brush, and I'm going to use that. It's from E.L.F. And it's matte, so it's not going to give us a lot of shine. So I have a few primer infused blushes as well. I love this formula, like I said, and it's so good. So I have the shade Always Cheeky. This is a matte formula. I have Always Spicy, and that's also matte, and it's a deeper shade. It would go good with my shirt. And then this one is Always Cheery, and it has some shimmer to it. I don't even know if you can tell, but it does. That's what I'm going to use. Also have these face duos, so I do have some blushes in those as well. So I have the shades Spiced Apple, Cantaloupe, Pomegranate, and Guava, which are very nice. Maybe I'm going to use Spiced Apple. Let's go for this. Since I'm so glowy anyway, let's just take a matte blush. I'm going to put a little Cantaloupe blush on too. Why not? It's a little different shade, right? Look at that highlight. I did my brows today with two products. I did it with the E.L.F. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in taupe and the E.L.F. Wow Brow in taupe. So I just filled it in with a pencil and then went over it with the Wow Brow. So very nice. I like these. Okay, I want to finish the eyes, and I want to do a little pop of color with this blue. So I'm going to take it on my liner brush. I cleaned my liner brush off, by the way. And I'm going to put that on the bottom. Put it on the bottom lash line. I'm not sure if they sell this on the website anymore, but I got this eyeliner from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a brown eyeliner, and it has a little sharpener on it, and I've used the sharpener. So I'm going to use that. Not the best eyeliner in the world, but I mean, for $1.25, I can't really complain, can I? The whole reason I made the E.L.F. order is this right here, the E.L.F. Lash and Roll. This is a dupe for Benefit Roller Lash, and if you know anything about me, you know I love Benefit Roller Lash. I've had a few E.L.F. mascaras that I don't love, and I'll show you those. The Lash It Loud mascara, I was never a fan of this one. I couldn't get in it. I don't know why. I just wasn't crazy about it. Big Mood. I did like Big Mood a little bit better than Lash It Loud. The brush on it was just super big. So, and there was another, wasn't there? Maybe not, but I wasn't like over the moon crazy about these, so hopefully I'm over the moon crazy about this. It has the wand just like the roller lash. I'm super excited about this. So here's one lash done, one not. I like it. I got another one of these hydrating core lip shines, and this one is in the shade Ecstatic, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the, what is it, Clinique Black Cherry. It definitely has pigment to it. It's really nice. I like it. It doesn't really go with everything, but it's very nice. I have some of these Love Triangle lip filler liners, and I like them a lot. This one is in the shade Light Brown. That's what that one is. Let me make a bigger swatch so you can actually see it. And then I also have a red one, which is Red Rouge, which is like a orangey red. Really pretty. But I don't know if they sell these anymore, but this is like some of my favorite. That's the E.L.F. Retro Paradise. That's the one, I think it's like nude 1. And then here's the second shade on that. Nude 2. And then here's the deepest shade. So, I still haven't been able to find my Seriously Satin in the shade Cream, but I do have this one, and I'm just going to put it on just so you can see. It's in the shade Nectar, so it's like a peachy shade. I'm just putting on just the tiniest bit. So there's that. I just put that nude 1 lip liner on and then put that. So really cute. Okay, I think that's my full face of E.L.F. and I have a lot of E.L.F. I love their products. I think they are a great brand, a great drugstore brand, but just a great brand in general. I've got to find my Seriously Satin in Cream before I go crazy. I should have ordered another one, but I just knew I was going to find it. It's probably rolled up under my desk somewhere, and I've just not been able to see it. But yeah, if you are looking for an affordable drugstore brand, I highly recommend E.L.F. It is probably, I don't know if I would pick NYX or E.L.F. as my favorite. I have a lot of favorite drugstore. There's like favorite picks from each, so I can't pick one. It's just like my blanket favorite. But I really like E.L.F as a brand. I think they have wonderful products. They're duping a lot of products, which is great. I understand for luxury brands that's not great, but for us as consumers, when we're on budgets, it's wonderful. So I love when they do dupe things like this lash and roll. Like I don't have to pay what, 20 some dollars for the roller lash when this is exact same. Like I don't see a difference. So I will happily buy this one. So, you know, it's just of course everybody has their preference. If you want to buy, you know, more expensive makeup, you do whatever you makes you happy. But we're all on budgets these days, so if we can save somewhere, why not, you know? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that I wasn't too all over the place. I've been a little crazy today, worked a little overtime, and it's just been exhausting to say the least. If you ever want to lighten a lip, let me just tell you this really super quick. You can take just a tiny bit of concealer, and since I have a ton of E.L.F concealer, just take a tiny bit. Now, see how that looks? Almost like my Seriously Satin in cream. So there's your little trick too. I really like those Seriously Satin lipsticks, so they're really good, but I like the new ones too, and they're in my purse. I should have brought those down. Why didn't I? Whitney, you're crazy. Why didn't you bring those down? O-Face lipsticks are really good too. Anyway, I'm a little bit all over the place. I have both of the O-Face in my purse. Yeah, both of them are in my purse, so they're really good. I like them a lot. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.